Hello, my people. I've got some news coming out from Nigeria and United Kingdom. So, King Charles III and Queen Camilla will be hosting Nigeria's president in Nigeria's first state visit to the United Kingdom in 37 years. Guys, that is almost 4 decades. Wow. Well, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is Nigeria's president, and the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu have both accepted an invitation to be the guest of the king at Windsor Castle from 18 to 19 March. So our president will be a royal guest to the king of the United Kingdom. Well, the last Nigeria state visit to the United Kingdom took place in 1989, and that was when the military ruler General Ibrahim Babangida traveled to meet Queen Elizabeth II on a 4-day trip. I don't know, this rubs me off the wrong way. Well, will a military head of state be going on a royal family visit? I don't know, Sha. I haven't looked into this, but I just, nah. Because a military ruler is a dictator, so why is the dictator going? Whatever. Let's get into the story. Let's leave Babangida for now. Well, before we go on, I want to read this comment that when I saw on Twitter made me laugh. This comment comes from under the announcement from the royal family. You know, this is one question that I believe is on the minds and on the lips of everybody, including me. Because when I first read that invitation, I'm like, that was the question that came to my head. And I'm sure that's the question that's on you guys' mind. This comment is from Arusi, and it says, what is the visit for? Guys, for real, what is the visit for? When I read that invitation, it only is not invitation, the announcement, it says that it's a state visit. It doesn't give any other details, so we don't know what the visit is for. Guys, you know when people say that Nigerians are very poetic with how they speak English, how they say things, there's this tweet that I'm going to read out for you that confirms this theory. It just confirms the Nigeria being a very poetic country, a people who speak poetically. This is so hilarious. It comes from Izuchukwu, and the tweet says, he just came back from Turkey. Someone that his house is on fire doesn't chase rats. Someone that his house is on fire doesn't chase rats. Guys, there's no truer words than this, because if your house is burning, your priority should be to put out the fire and not to chase the rats in your house. Because if you chase that rat, your house will burn. You have to first of all quench that fire before you look at other things. These are very real words. Kudos to you, Zochiko. Well, guys, I want to ask, is it a coincidence that each time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu comes back into the country from one trip or the other, there is always another trip waiting for him? Is it a coincidence? Because at this point, I think this man just visits Nigeria and he works from home. Yeah, because he just came back from Turkey and now there's another trip waiting for him. So guys, I do have data that I want to share with you guys on how many days President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually spent in Nigeria this year alone. There's an actual data on how long he has spent in Nigeria, ever since becoming Nigeria's president. If I find that data, I will put it on the screen. But if I don't find that data, it is okay, and we'll move into the available data that I have in front of me. Daily Trust is reporting that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu spent 22 days outside Nigeria in January 2026 alone. And this is according to a review of his officially announced foreign trips. This is the one that have been announced officially that we the public are aware of. Guys, the last time I checked, January has 31 days. So this man spent more days outside the country in January than he did inside the country. So that's what makes me come to the conclusion that this man works from home. And when I say from home, not necessarily Nigeria. He's an online president. He controls the affairs of Nigeria online. That's how I see it. Because if you can spend 22 days outside Nigeria, then that means your priority is somewhere else. Well, guys, you know this in our parents used to say when we were younger, when you ask your parents to go to your friend's house and they say, Why do you always have to go to their house? Why can't they come to your house? That's the question that I have for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why are you the only one gallivanting and running to these countries to go visit them? Why can't they come and visit you? I mean, there have been some sort of visit, but we want to see more of that visit because now you are traveling too much. You are now a travel blogger. You are now a travel influencer. We want you back at home. Put your ass back at home and fix the country. Stop traveling. Every day you're on a trip. If you don't want to become the president, send your resignation because we want a president that's on ground. According to this report, the president, like I said earlier, spent less than 10 days in the country. That's why I said again that this president works from home. This is an online president. Yeah, he's a remote worker. He works from home like I do. Because like, how do you tell your president of how are you like a president of a country like Nigeria and you are spending more time away in January than you are spending at home? We have a lot of internal crisis. You should be at home fixing those things, overseeing. I know some of this work you can do it online, but bro, come back home. I mean, he's back home, but he's gonna be leaving very soon because somehow he always have trips planned. He's in his travel era. He's catching flights. Our president is catching flights and not feelings. Go, girl. See, I have no problem with the presidency taking trips if it's at the best interest of the country, if that can translate to economic progress and development. Well, we're still waiting to see that economic development yet. I can't wait for it to translate. Maybe when it does start to translate in real time and it starts to affect the lives of Nigerians positively, then I'm going to recall my statements. Well, I want to read more comments from more Nigerians online under this post. And Demi said, state visits are fine, but Nigerians are more interested in the president's capacity at home in the areas of security, economy, and basic services. That is true. That's all we want. We want you to come back and do your job. We did not elect you to be catching flights. Stay back home and fix the country, President. You wanted to become president. Stay and fix the country. Well, he also goes on to say, optics abroad won't fix failure at home. No truer words than this. Someone else also posted a screenshot, which, guys, honestly made me giggle. Guys, come on, please. Anyways, let's move on. This comment is by Gray, and it says, ask yourself, Your Majesty, would you host a man whose country is defined by ransom notes and funeral crisis if you weren't a president? The timing of this celebration is an insult to every Nigerian mother who can't feed her child. Ooh. And he goes on to say, shame on the optics. That means Nigerians are not having this. Nigerians are like, we don't care. Like, stay back home. That's the vibe I'm getting from Nigerians. They're like, we don't care. Why are you going to the United Kingdom? Come back home. Stay at home. You have a priority at home. You have things that matters at home for you to fix. That's the vibe I'm getting from Nigerians. Honestly, I'm eager to see what the outcome of this trip would be. I still want to know, why is he going to the United Kingdom? What is the trip for? Apart from photo ops, I want to know why. Because I don't think this is a time where Tinubu should be taking trips, catching flights. Stay back home, catch feelings at home. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys on this topic, and I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao. Bye now.